In the world of media, few voices have been as loud or influential as Howard Stern. For decades, he reigned as the self-proclaimed king of all media, conquering radio, bestseller lists, and even Hollywood. Now, at 71, Stern stands at a crossroads as his monumental SiriusXM contract nears its end. This isn't just another negotiation. It feels like the possible end of a historic era in broadcasting. Stern's move to satellite radio was a seismic event, changing the industry and SiriusXM itself. As the silence from both Stern and SiriusXM grows, speculation swirls. Is this the end of the Howard Stern Show as we know it? Insiders point to money, a salary so large it may no longer make business sense. Others cite the political climate and Stern's outspoken views. Whatever the reason, the future of Stern, his staff, and the company he helped build hangs in the balance. This is more than one man's story. It's about loyalty, evolution, and the business of entertainment. As we look ahead, we'll explore Stern's journey, his impact on SiriusXM, and what the future might hold for the man who changed radio forever. The industry is watching, because whatever happens next, it will mark the end of an era. Howard Stern's story began far from the spotlight, working at small stations and getting fired for being too controversial. From the start, he was different, raw, honest, and determined to connect with listeners in a way no one else dared. He moved from city to city, honing his craft until his big break in New York City. There, he built a world of outrageous stunts, candid talk, and a cast of unforgettable characters. Stern's battles with the FCC only fueled his legend, making him a hero to fans tired of sanitized radio. By the 90s, he was syndicated nationwide, reaching millions and becoming a full-blown celebrity. He wrote bestsellers, starred in a hit movie, and became the voice for outsiders everywhere. Stern's shock jock persona defined an era, but beneath the controversy, he was mastering the art of broadcasting. He knew how to create drama, laughter, and connection, building a fiercely loyal audience. That loyalty would soon be tested as he led his fans on the biggest leap of his career. Stern wasn't just a radio host, he was a cultural force, ready to change the game once again. His journey from outsider to icon set the stage for his next revolution, and his audience was ready to follow him anywhere. By the early 2000s, Stern was king of terrestrial radio, but he was frustrated by FCC restrictions. Enter satellite radio, a risky, unproven technology that needed a superstar to survive. In 2004, Stern shocked the industry by announcing his move to Sirius, betting his career on a paid subscription model. Critics doubted fans would follow, but they underestimated Stern's influence. When he arrived in 2006, Sirius's subscriber numbers exploded, and the company soon merged with XM to become SiriusXM. Stern's presence legitimized satellite radio, transforming it from a niche product into a media powerhouse. At SiriusXM, he was finally unleashed. No FCC, no limits, just pure Stern. He built 2 channels, delivered in-depth interviews, and became the face of the company. His gamble paid off, not just for himself, but for the entire industry. Stern proved that talent could drive a subscription model and reshape the media landscape. SiriusXM's empire was built on his foundation. He wasn't just an employee, he was the reason millions tuned in. Stern's move changed radio forever. Stern's SiriusXM deal was legendary, hundreds of millions over 5 years, making him one of the world's highest-paid entertainers. But times have changed. SiriusXM faces slowing growth and fierce competition from streaming and podcasts. A $100 million annual salary is now a massive burden, even for a star like Stern. Insiders say cost-cutting is at the heart of tense negotiations. The company may not match his current earnings, and a pay cut could feel like a step backward for Stern. His reduced schedule, about 100 shows a year, makes the math even tougher. The contract that once symbolized triumph may now be the reason his run ends. For Stern, it's about more than money. It's about respect and legacy. For SiriusXM, it's a business decision. How much is one legend worth in a changing world? The answer may determine the fate of both the show and the company. The golden era could be ending, not with a bang but with a balance sheet. Stern's future at SiriusXM isn't just about dollars. It's about politics and shifting audiences. Once apolitical, Stern is now outspoken, especially against Trump, which has divided his fan base. Some listeners applaud his evolution, others feel alienated, missing the rebel who mocked the establishment. SiriusXM, wary of controversy, is pivoting to attract younger, less polarized audiences. The company is investing in podcasts and new media stars, betting on a diverse future rather than one giant legacy host. Even if Stern leaves, his massive audio and video library remains a valuable asset for SiriusXM. They can repackage his archives for years, profiting from his past even if the live show ends. The company may be ready to separate the man from his legacy content. For SiriusXM, it's a calculated move, balancing the cost of Stern's present against the enduring value of his history. The business of renewal is as much about the future as it is about the past. The Howard Stern Show is more than just Howard. It's a family of producers, writers, and on-air personalities. Longtime staffers like Robin Quivers and Gary Delabate are central to the show's legacy. News of Stern's possible departure has left the team anxious and uncertain about their futures. For many, this show is their life's work. Stern's loyalty to his staff is well known, and he's reportedly considering a short-term deal to give them a softer landing. Fans, too, are divided. Some embrace Stern's evolution, others long for the shock jock days. The reduced schedule and political turn have split the audience. For some, this is the natural end of an incredible run. For others, it's confirmation the show they loved is already gone. The tension highlights Stern's challenge, growing as an artist while keeping a diverse audience happy. As the end nears, both staff and fans are left to wonder what comes next. The show's legacy is secure, but its future is uncertain. Change is inevitable, even for radio royalty. Stern's career is a tale of two Howards, the rebellious shock jock and the respected interviewer. In the 80s and 90s, he was the ultimate outsider, fighting the FCC, breaking rules, and delighting in controversy. He gave a voice to outsiders and changed the rules of radio. But the SiriusXM era brought transformation. Stern became a master interviewer, earning praise for thoughtful, revealing conversations with stars. Therapy and personal growth made him more introspective and empathetic. He traded chaos for depth and rebellion for respect. Some fans miss the old Howard, but his evolution is undeniable. He's now a media insider, a paradox for the man who once fought the system. Stern's journey from shock jock to elder statesman defines his legacy and fuels debate about what he should do next. Growth came at a cost, but it also cemented his place in media history. Whatever happens, Stern's legacy is secure. He changed radio twice. He proved that personality-driven talk could dominate the airwaves, then made satellite radio a mainstream success. Stern's gamble on paid, uncensored content paved the way for today's subscription media world. His influence extends to the art of the interview, raising the bar for depth and authenticity. Stern's library of conversations will be studied for generations. The end of his show marks the end of an era, the age of the single, dominant media monarch. Today's landscape is fragmented, with audiences spread across podcasts and streaming platforms. The idea of one host commanding $100 million a year now feels like a relic. Stern may be the last true media king, closing the book on a remarkable chapter. His departure signals a shift in how we consume and value media. The world he helped create will never be the same, but his influence will echo long after the mic goes silent. As Stern's contract winds down, the big question is, what's next? At 71, he could retire and enjoy a well-earned rest, or reinvent himself yet again. If he leaves SiriusXM, platforms like Spotify or Apple could offer him a new home, perhaps with a podcast-style show. He could even launch his own subscription service, connecting directly with loyal fans. For SiriusXM, life after Howard means diversifying, investing in podcasts, music, and sports, while repackaging Stern's archives. The company must prove it's bigger than one star, evolving into a modern audio powerhouse. The end of this partnership could spark new beginnings for both. Stern may step back, but his voice and influence will remain. The show may end, but the story isn't over. The king of all media's next act is still unwritten.